Hi, I'm Dara Barnes. I'm from Oak Ridge, North Carolina, and I'm a mother of two. So, our family consists of my husband and I. We've been married for 20 years. Our son Liam is 12. Our daughter Reese is 9. Our son is into soccer all day, every day, traveling on the weekends. When he's not playing soccer, we're Ubering him around to spend time with his friends. Reese, our daughter, is also really into sports. She loves softball. It's kind of her first love. She's super into basketball, soccer, any sport that she can get her hands on. She's been like that since she was a teeny tiny little thing, and we're just so proud of them. So Reese was diagnosed with ADHD when she was in the second grade. She was 7 years old, and that year in school was really a turning point for her. She really felt like school was much harder for her than other students. And on top of that, we started to see a lot of behavioral issues at home, lots of sadness and fits, and she would throw herself on the floor when it was time to do homework. Something simple would take an hour and a half. It was just this constant roller coaster ride all day, every day. And that's when we started to realize that something other than just a normal developmental stage might be going on. And we decided to, explore that a little further. So we took her in to see our pediatrician, filled out all of the forms, and it was very clear that she had ADHD. So she started on medication right away, which worked beautifully until it didn't. So in the beginning, we saw huge changes in her, very positive at school. But what we started to see over time is that the anxiety that medication was bringing out in her was almost debilitating. And the emotional roller coaster, fits over every little thing. Something very minor would spin her world around on a daily basis. And we then switched her to a different medication, and she became this just someone that we didn't even recognize. She was so flat. Her personality was completely gone. Her anxiety was off the charts. And that's when we realized that we needed to do something different. We had lost our child in the process, and that's when we found this program. So I had Googled ADHD a million different times and somehow stumbled upon Donna's program, joined her newsletter, and one day when we were kind of at a crossroads with our pediatrician of deciding to add another anxiety medication to deal with the side effects of her ADHD medication, I decided enough was enough and contacted Donna and her team. Watched their videos, did a chat, and literally within 24 hours of all of that, we were enrolled in the program. We were ready to try something new. So before we joined the ADHD Thrive for Kids method with Donna, our daughter would come downstairs like a zombie in the morning. She wasn't able to get herself ready for the day. She would sit and stare off into space. I would literally have to say, take another bite, eat, eat, eat. She was up all night long, 4+ times a night from the time she was 7 months old until just this last summer. I was up and down with her, and literally within 3 days of cutting gluten out, she happily came down the stairs, got herself completely ready, and even had time to feed the dog. She was able to handle her morning responsibilities for the first time, literally ever. She always was chronically constipated. something I didn't mention about Reese before. She was on antibiotics from the time she was 5 weeks old until she was 7 because she was born with a kidney condition. And that really wreaked havoc on her stomach and her gut, which we really never put the 2 and 2 together, but she always had stomach issues. We would constantly battle that. She would go on Miralax. Just last night, we were recalling a time that I gave her 8 caps of Miralax, and literally she had to miss days of school because she couldn't stay off the toilet. And then a month later, we would be right back with the Miralax again. Many trips to the doctor with constipation that you could feel in her stomach, constantly bloated. And immediately, within a week or 2, she came downstairs and she said, "Look, Mommy, my stomach is not hurting anymore." Even last night, she said to me, "Why didn't you find this program earlier? My stomach doesn't hurt anymore." She was having a little bit of a bellyache last night. She said, "Is this what I used to feel like every single day of my life?" She just feels better, and this has been a wonderful thing for our entire family. So if I have one piece of advice to give parents, it would be don't fix your kids' problems for them. In our house, when there's conflict between siblings, because there always is, we sit down, we make the other child hear exactly what the disgruntled child is feeling. And then we give the other child an opportunity to give a rebuttal. And we just sit in the middle and try to help form their words. What she is saying, I think, is this. What he is saying is this. How can we resolve this? And that's spilled over into, conflict resolution with friends. And I just think it's super important that we teach our children the tools to help themselves as they get older in this area. I would just say that it's scary to go out on a limb and do something on your own that's not recommended per se by your pediatrician. And this program has not been easy for our family by any stretch of the imagination. It's been one of the hardest things we've done. But we've seen so many small changes in our daughter that have created a much happier home. We don't battle anymore. She is happy and thriving in life, still on medication, but she's, we are loving seeing our daughter every day, interacting with her and knowing that it's her bubbly personality. And we would do this over 100 times again if that's the end result.